Gone, 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 gone. What the hell am I on about? The reason I haven't been on the last couple of weeks is I've been ecstatic and my hands have been shaking. I just cannot believe what has happened. It is amazing, fantastic. He's gone downstairs. He's gone. Haven't got a clue what's happened. He went out before Christmas and he ain't come back and all his stuff is gone. Oh, man, the Himalayas have moved off my shoulders. I am absolutely ecstatic. So, please forgive me that I haven't been on. I've been over the moon. Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, the whole lot of them. I've been over them. My mind is, it's total relief. And thank you all for keeping me up during the bad period I had last year with him. You are a fantastic bunch and I love every single one of you. And no, man, I'm not that way inclined. I do apologise. I'm a ladies' man. Right, now that news has been transmitted to you all, I think we could get on with some videoing, don't you? It looks like somebody needs some power. Let's see what we can do. So what I'm going to show you here is what I did with this PP9 out of my carbon monoxide alarm. See, it's even written on there and I can't even say it. Anyway, I charged this up about 2 or 3 months ago, the way I'm going to show you. And as you saw, it died recently. So because it worked, I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to put the date on here, and I shall also be putting in a little dot, and we'll see how many times we can do this through the year. At the end of the day, if it only worked once, you got basically double the life of the battery out of it from new. But if it works more than that, great stuff. Now, what I found was that simply charging off the power supply doesn't work. Yeah, it'll charge it up for a little while, but you won't get the longevity out of it unless you use one of these DC to DC converters. Now, the only thing that I can think of that is increasing the longevity is something to do with the frequency these run at. What that is, I have no idea. But what I do is I pump in, like I got 18.4 volts there to the input. And I set this at 12.5 volts and then connect it to the battery, and I leave it running for a couple of hours doesn't need a lot, and that seems to do the trick. When I first do it, I hold on to the battery to make sure that there's no heat being generated and cause any problems that way. But I found there was no heat generated whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up, get it ready, set this pot, because this is a new one, set this pot to 12.5 on the output, and we'll see what we can do, shall we? Right, let's set this to 12.5. That's near enough. Right. So, actually, what I will do is I'll leave this on there, and we will use some crop clips to connect the that's positive, you want green on negative, you twat. It's negative, and there's positive. It's drawing 160 milliamps. No heat, because my power supply is in constant current mode, I think it is. No, constant voltage, sorry. It's showing the current going down, I hope. Yep. There's no heat whatsoever. The chip on the converter is no problem at all. Stone cold. Now the reason that I use these DC to DC converters is so that I can put them on my Tesla Powerwall, which will be 24 volts coming in, and it means then I can charge these batteries up in the same manner. So I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, and I'll bring you back when I've had my cup of tea. This should be a bit further down. Alright? Lovely jubbly. Right, it's been about half an hour, and the temperature of the battery, if you've got your hands, rub them fast together, that's about the temperature that this battery is at. And we're now down to 80 milliamps, and still basically cold all the way around, or room temperature if you like. Right, we'll come back when it's finished. Right, we're down to 30 milliamps on the power supply, 1249 on the meter. I remember it was 1255, I think. Yeah, I think it's 1255 we started with. So I'm going to call that quits, and all I'm going to do is turn the power off, disconnect the output from the converter, and we'll let the voltage rest, and later on we'll come back and see what the resting voltage is, and I think that'll be plenty. Okay peeps, I've taken it off now, as you can see. The voltage is slowly stabilising. 9.7 volts on the battery, and not coming from anywhere else. So I think we could call that charged. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that, to call that charged. And I've put yesterday's date on, the 16th of the 1st, 17, and I've classified this charge as the first charge, not the original charge. So we've had one charge out of this. Okay, so now we put it back in the monoxide alarm. That's it. Nice and tight. And you should get a green light in a few seconds. How long this charge will last, there you go, green light, I don't know, but as I said before, even if I only get one more charge out of it, which is this charge I'm talking about, I'll be happy, because PP3s are 9-volt batteries are not expensive, but they can cost a few quid. So put this one back in position. Right. And there it is, back in position, people, fully charged. Excellent. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. I expect I'm going to get some funny comments about the chemistry and what it's doing to the battery and all the rest of it, but at the end of the day, it's working. It's keeping me safe, and it doesn't cost me a penny to charge it back up, really. Well, yes, it has in electric sense, but because it'll be charging up off the 24 volt Tesla type Powerwall eventually, I classify that as no cost. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that.